Today, for the EADAN example, we're going to take a look at agents that are not part of the beta system but are part of the full EADAN configuration. We're going to specifically look at two agents. One is a URL monitor and the other is a process monitor. The URL monitor is designed to monitor individual URLs specified in a file on the client machine that is doing the monitoring, and that file looks like this, and here are the URLs that I'm going to monitor, and you'll notice that in one case I have a non-existent URL, and you'll see what happens when we try to monitor that URL. This monitors both availability and performance response from the URL. This file is editable between runs, so if you choose to add or remove a URL between the 5-minute run intervals, you can do so. The program will reread the file once it restarts. The other tool that we're going to look at, the other agent we're going to look at, is the Windows Process Monitor. Here is a file of the processes on the client machine that I want to monitor. You'll note that it contains the process name as well as the process ID. You will need to get the process ID from the servers you want to monitor in order to create this file. These two agents require some additional configuration, and that is something called an agent type. So we're going to take a look here at the agent types. There are the three that we've already seen before. Here's the process type. You notice its type is process. That is the name of the file that holds the processes we want to monitor. That's this file here that we've seen. We're also specifying the delay interval and the number of milliseconds for critical and major. I'm going to leave these at low numbers so you'll see what happens when we get by them. The other one we're going to look at is the URL type. It's very similar. It's a URL. There's the file that holds the URLs we want to monitor, and then again we're going to specify the time delay and the critical and major process levels. Finally, we need to create the agents, and we're going to take a look at those agents over here. Here are the three beta agents we've seen before. Here's the URL agent. You notice its type is URL and its class is URL. I've already downloaded the agents and they are ready to go on my system. We'll go back and we'll look at the other agent. Here's the process agent. This is how you specify the type. That was what we looked at a minute ago. There's the process class. And again, I've already installed these. We're going to go to my monitored server list, and we'll see that I have added all of these agents, the 3 beta plus the 2 new ones, into the list. So the next process is to start the agents, and I'm going to, again, we provided you batch files to run all this. I'm going to restart all the agents, the original 3 beta agents plus the 2 new agents that are in the system. All the agents are now started. Let's take a look at the alarm list and see what we might have. Actually, let's go back to the monitored server list and let's check and see, and we can see that all the agents are now running. So let's go to the event or alarm list and see what we might have in here. And where we can see we have a bunch of events coming in, and we've got some critical ones. These are URL events. We'll take a look. And there's the non-existent one. You'll notice its status is unavailable because obviously it doesn't exist. We'll take a look at another one. This one is an existing URL, so it's available, but its response time is outside of the critical range. Recall that I had set critical to only 80 milliseconds, and it's coming back at 213 milliseconds. So now that we've seen all of this inside of EADAN, let's take a look at the dashboard and see what we might have on the dashboard. So here's the dashboard. You'll see the events, and now you'll notice that we've got some criticals in the system. There's CPU usage for the host. There's unavailable URLs, and it's just the one. Here are the other URLs that are being monitored and their associated response time in milliseconds. There's the memory usage for that, and then the disk usage for the system. And now we have memory usage for the listed processes. So here are the processes that we're monitoring, and we see the amount of memory that they're using, and we also see the CPU percentage for each process that we're monitoring. So that's the examples for today, showing you new agents that are available should you choose to purchase the software from us. Thank you for today's attention.